Hi, this is Eric Smith. Time to do another quick look video, and I thought I would do one on a verse that I actually reference a lot, but I've actually never done a quick look video on. It's Acts 17, verse 11, and the Word of God reads this way. These were more noble than those in Thessalonica, in that they received the word with all readiness of mind, and searched the Scriptures daily whether those things were so. In chapter 17 of the book of Acts, Paul and Silas, in verse 10, they immediately went to Berea, and they went into the synagogue of the Jews. So when we read, these were more noble, these are the Jews in the synagogue of Berea. And it says, these were more noble than those in Thessalonica. And those they're talking about are the Jews that they preached the word to back in Thessalonica. In fact, they did not receive the word of God from Paul and Silas very well. They were very upset about that. So when they got to Berea, they found that the Bereans were more noble than those in Thessalonica. And the word noble means actually more generous, more fair-minded. They had a mind ready to receive the word of God. That's why the second part of this verse says, in that they received the word with all readiness of mind. So we see that they received the word that was being taught to them, but it says with all readiness of mind. And that's important because many times people don't have a ready mind to receive the word of God. God has to prepare that ground. God has to prepare their mind for it. And even as Christians today, when we go into our churches to hear preaching and teaching, do we ready our mind to hear the word of God? Well, the Bereans did that. And then in the next part of the verse it says, and search the Scriptures daily. So we see that these Jews in the synagogues searched the Scriptures daily. They were searching the Old Testament Scriptures. They were reading it. They were studying it. Today as Christians, we're supposed to do that. We're supposed to study the Word of God. 2 Timothy 2:15 tells us that. We're supposed to rightly divide it, cut it straight. So the Jews here in Berea were doing that. And then the last part of the verse says, whether those things were so. And those things were the things that Paul and Silas were teaching and preaching, particularly the gospel of Jesus Christ. The Jews were checking the Old Testament Scriptures to see if those things were so, if those things were correct, if those things were right. Dear Christian, today, we need to be like the Bereans. We need to daily check the Scriptures. We need to have a ready mind to receive the Word of God. We need to check it to see if something is true or not. So anything theological, anything a pastor teaches or preaches that's being taught in a Bible study, or even if anybody is talking about anything theological, they don't even have to be saved. They can just be talking about God, about man. Once they delve into the theological, we have to be able to say, wait a minute, is that true or not based on the Scriptures? And we should be able to do that by searching the Scriptures daily, by having a ready mind to hear what someone is saying about God. And it just doesn't have to be what we would consider theological. It could be the practical things. A Christian can be talking about all kinds of things, working at their job, raising their children, handling their finances, their marriage. All these things they talk about day to day. We still need to search the Scriptures to see if what they're saying about all those things is true, because God has much to say about everything in His Word, and that's why we need to search the Scriptures. So today, we need to be like Bereans. We need to be like these Jews in the synagogue. And if you go to verse 12, it says, therefore, many of them believed. Well, why is the therefore? Because they were what? They were more noble, they received the word with readiness of mind, and they searched the Scriptures daily. God had prepared these Jews to hear the word of God, and because of that, many of them believed. Dear Christian, this is a great thing to do. You want to be able to read and study the Word of God to know if something is true or not. You don't want to lean on your own understanding. You don't want to get caught up with philosophy. You don't want to get caught up with hypotheticals. You want to be able to read the Word of God and study it rightly to understand if something is true. So this is Acts 17:11. Just wanted to do a quick look to encourage you to study the Word of God. And understand something, Christian, there are a lot of Christians that study the Word of God and it's their foundation and they still disagree on doctrines. Well, that's going to happen sometimes. You can have two people that disagree. One of them's probably wrong. Well, more than likely one's wrong. Or both are wrong. Maybe they're both misunderstanding. But the key to understanding any of it is at least they're prayerfully searching the scriptures. And that's what we need to do. As always, if the videos on this channel have encouraged your Christian walk, but you have not subscribed to my channel yet, but you want to, hit the button. If you want to leave any comments, please do so, but please do not be snarky. Please do not be profane. We want to be Christ-like in everything we say and do. And until we do another quick look, searching the scriptures to see if something is true, it may seem like a tedious task. And it may seem like, wow, I got to read my Bible every day and find out something. To be honest with you, reading the Word of God is a joy, because God has revealed Himself and His purposes and His plans and even the blessings for Christians in His Word. If somebody's talking about God or anything that pertains to God or anything that pertains to God's creation or how He moves in history or anything, we need to search the scriptures to see if it's so or not. So thank you for listening. Thank you for watching, and God bless.